Hello, I'm going to show you how to make a pantry, a fairly simple project that you can use in your kitchen. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to use some 1x2s. I'm going to cut 4 that are cut at 7 feet and 1 inch. And I'm going to cut 3 at 46 and 3/8. And I'm going to cut 6 at 21 and 7/8. And this will pretty much be your frame for your pantry. You can also use 2x2s if you like, but I use 1x2s. They work pretty good for this project here. Next, I'm going to drill some pocket holes for 1.5" screws, and I'm going to start by using the 7 feet 1 inch ones. I'm going to put those on the ground and take the 3, 46 and 3/8 and lay them on the ground also, get them nice and level, and go ahead and screw those together. Next, I'll take the 21 and 7/8. I'll take those boards and put one at each corner here, and also 2 in the center. The center should roughly be 42.5 inches, and go ahead and screw these all together, and this will pretty much be the back and side of the pantry here. And now I'm going to go ahead and put those last 2 7 feet 1 inch and screw those together here. And if you notice, I went ahead and put 4-inch cut at 45-degree angles, kind of braces there, just give a little bit of extra strength. Not necessarily, but I went ahead and did just to kind of help it out a little bit there. Once you get all screwed together here, you can set that up. I'm going to get that utility plywood, cut 11 inches off to give you that 7 feet 1 inch. Go ahead and throw that on the back here. And if your measurements are correct, you shouldn't have to do any extra cutting. It should just fit perfectly, and I'm using 1-inch finishing nails here to secure that. And after that, I'm going to go ahead and grab that ash plywood, and I actually had Lowe's cut that and rip it right down the middle for me, so I don't have to do any extra cutting other than 11 inches taken off, and it works perfectly. And if your measurements are correct, you shouldn't have to do any extra trimming or anything there. Next, I'm going to get some of those poplar boards. I'm going to cut 2 at 7 feet 1 inch and 2 at 43 and 3/8. And this would be the 2 side trims and the top and bottom trim that you'll actually see. And next, after I get those cut, I'm going to go ahead and cut the shelves, like the face part you're going to actually see there for the shelves. Those are going to be 44 and 3/4. And I'm going to make sure I set these back 3 and 5/8. That way, when I put the shelves on the door, they'll actually close properly. So I'm going to go ahead and put some pocket screws in there and go ahead and put those together. Now I set these at 18 inches off the bottom, and then 12 inches, 12 inches, and then 18 inches. These would be the height of the shelf. It's really depending upon what height you would want personally. Alright, now we're going to start working on the doors here. For the larger door, I'm going to start by cutting 2 of the side boards at 52 and 3/8, and the top and bottom board will be 21.5. And once I get those 2 cut, you'll notice here I'm using the table saw to cut a 1/4 inch groove, about a 1/4 inch deep, into this board here. And this will allow me to take that ash plywood, that 1/4 inch ash plywood, and it'll fit in that groove perfectly and kind of give it more of that panel look. And once I get all those grooves cut, I will go ahead and cut that panel at 53 by 15, and that'll allow it to fit in there perfectly. And here I'm going to go ahead and put on use some glue and some pocket screws to put those together there. And then next I'm using, for the smaller panel, the top door, that panel will be 13.5 by 15. And the top and bottom board will be 21.5, and the 2 side boards will be 12 and 5/8. Alright, once we get those doors done there, we're going to go ahead and start cutting the board for the shelves here. We're going to start with the larger doors and cut 6 that are 19 inch, 8 that are 27.1/8 inch, and 8 that are 17.5. And for the smaller doors on top, you'll cut 4 that are 19 inch, 2 that are 17.5, and 4 that are 16 and 3/4. And once we get all those cut, we're going to go ahead and start with the larger door, and we're going to take that 19 inch one that we cut and take one of those and put it on top here, and go ahead and put some pocket screws in there and attach that to the board. And we'll take 2 of the 27.1/8, put those on the side, and another 19 inch, put that one in the middle. Take 2 more 27.1/8, put them on the side, and then put 1 more 19 inch at the bottom, and then take 4 of those 17.5 and put them in the middle there. And this will be able to give you the shelves here on the back of the door. Now once you get all those doors put together, you can go and put them on here. The hardware is completely up to you. I like to use the black on this. It just kind of gives it more of a, I guess, antique-ish look to it. But just make sure you use at least 3 hinges on the larger doors, 2 on the top, and that should be plenty enough to kind of hold those up and give it plenty of stability. The last thing, I have 5 2-foot by 4-foot by 3/4 inch particle board that I'm going to cut down to 19.5 by 47.5 for all 5 shelves, and I use pocket screws to kind of attach those to kind of give a nice clean flush finish there. And now for the best part, a satisfaction of a job well done. If you notice here, I actually use 550 cord with some screws to kind of keep some brace up to keep stuff from falling off. But here's the finished product. And if you really like my video, if you want to, you can subscribe. I'm going to try to put some new how-to and do-it-yourself videos that are fairly simple and very affordable. I'm all about saving money, and I want to help people out the best I can. Thank you.